House Democrats are working to remove Trump from the ballot through legislation. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to UnwokeThoughts. Today, we are talking about the fact that the Democrats just cannot accept defeat. They keep going after this remove Trump from the ballot thing over and over and over. They won't stop. When the Supreme Court tells him, listen, you can't just take this guy off the ballot because that is something that has to be done through Congress. Now they're like, okay, we have such massive Trump derangement syndrome. Orange Man is so bad. He's such a bad guy, even though he didn't start any new wars during his term in office, that we have to now use up resources to draft legislation to try to remove him from the ballot. Yes, while our border is wide open, while we have a fentanyl issue, a homelessness issue, we have millions of illegal immigrants that we don't know what we're doing with. Yeah, they feel like it's necessary to write legislation to remove a candidate from the ballot, someone that millions of people across the United States wants in office. They want to deny you of your right to have someone in office that you want. Guys, you just got to laugh at this. Sometimes you just got to laugh at the idiocy of what is going on in our government today. It seems like people have lost their minds, and I wonder if they will ever find them. But this is House Democrat Jamie Raskin talking about how now they are going to try to write legislation and pass it through the House. I can't see this passing, but I think it's kind of funny to talk about, to remove Trump from the ballot because he is an insurrectionist. Listen.
I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. And the House of Representatives already impeached Donald Trump for participating in insurrection by inciting it. So the House has already pronounced upon that.
So, wow. They are trying to revive legislation to try to disqualify someone from the ballot. And he was very specific. An insurrectionist. I wonder who that is. Yeah, wow. Seems like a definite, amazing use of resources and time for the House of Representatives right now. But yeah, you go, Jamie Raskin, you go distract yourself with these things because, I really hope that your constituents vote you out. Probably not. Probably won't happen because these types of people like Jamie Raskin, they tend to stay in office for a very long time, and you wonder how they do. Like, what is he doing for the people that he represents? I don't know. You tell me. But guys, let's look a little bit more into this. What is this legislation that he is talking about, and what kind of ominous things is he trying to do along with beautiful Debbie Wasserman Schultz? Ugh, I think I threw up in my mouth when I said that. But breaking, House Democrats working to remove Trump from the ballot through legislation. But appearing on CNN after the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 for 2024 GOP frontrunner Donald Trump to remain on the ballot in Colorado and other states, Representative Jamie Raskin said he is working with other Democrat Congress members to remove Trump from the ballot through legislation. Quote, I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell. Wow, Eric Swalwell. Isn't he the one who farted on live TV and had an affair with a Chinese spy named Feng Feng? Isn't he the Feng Feng guy? Okay. To revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Okay. But, isn't there a problem with this? Donald Trump was not ever convicted of inciting a insurrection. Was he? I don't remember that. Do you remember that ruling? Not me. And the House of Representatives already impeached Donald Trump for participating in insurrection by inciting it. So the House has already pronounced upon that, he added. Okay. The statement comes as the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that Trump can remain on the ballot in a case out of Colorado. Yeah, they ruled that, hey, this is the Congress's job. This is Congress' job. You can't just have your court system come up and say, I decree that Donald Trump cannot be on the ballot, bang the gavel, and Donald Trump is taken off the ballot. That's not how things work in America. These people, despite where they live, despite the fact that they live in America, and I guess technically they are Americans, but they ideologically are not Americans. They want to deprive citizens of their right to vote for the candidate of their choice. Yes. That ruling will affect other states such as Maine. Yes, I think today I made a video and I said something about Delaware did this. No, it was Maine. That was my mistake. I had a brain fart. I had a brain Eric Swalwell, okay? Eric Swalwell got in my brain for a split second and I said Delaware instead of Maine. Or Joe Biden got in my brain for a second. You know, I had a Joe Biden moment. Sorry, guys. But Maine that has said that they would bar Trump from the ballot depending on the Supreme Court's ruling. Yeah, and I believe Illinois just recently did this as well. And the timing of it was kind of funny because this was pretty close to when this Supreme Court ruling happened. It was, only a few days ago. But the court stated that if states were free to enforce Section 3 by barring candidates from running in the first place, Congress would be forced to exercise its disability removal power before voting begins if it wished for its decision to have any effect on the current election cycle. Perhaps a state may burden congressional authority in such a way when it exercises its exclusive sovereign power over its own state office. But, they continued, it's implausible to suppose that the Constitution affirmatively delegated to the states the authority to impose such a burden on congressional power with respect to candidates for federal office. The court further stated that the petitioners on the behalf of Colorado were unable to identify any tradition of state enforcement of Section 3 against federal office holders or candidates in the years following the ratification of the 14th Amendment. Yes, guys. So the Supreme Court got this one right. And Democrats are scrambling to find any way that they can remove Donald Trump from the ballot, including now legislation. And you know what? I imagine that the Colorado Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, will be completely on board with this. Look at her. Look at how she talks. She has the crazy eyes. Guys, these people, they have this look that they're being like mind controlled by aliens or something. I don't know. I'm being facetious here, but she has this kind of blank stare as she talks to MSNBC and says it will be up to American voters to save our democracy. But this was Jenna Griswold's response after the Supreme Court decision. Listen.
My larger reaction is disappointment. I do believe that states should be able, under our Constitution, to bar oath-breaking insurrectionists. And ultimately, this decision leaves open the door for Congress to act, to pass authorizing legislation. But we know that Congress is a nearly non-functioning body. So ultimately, it will be up to the American voters to save our democracy in November.
Oh, boo-hoo. Notice how she says authorizing legislation. It would be up to Congress to pass authorizing legislation. And then she cries because she says Congress is nearly a non-functioning body. So sad days for Jenna Griswold. It will be up to the American voters to save our democracy in November. And you know what? I actually agree with Jenna Griswold on this point. It is up to us to vote Trump in and save our democracy in November. Donald Trump 2024, baby. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about these Democrats scrambling to find any way to get Trump to not be in office on November? Does it feel as amazing to you as it does to me? I feel amazing about this. I love to see it. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think? Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.